Imagine waking up one morning to find out that your entire town, every street, every home, every childhood memory, will soon be buried underwater forever, not by a natural disaster, not by war, but by the hands of your own government. How do you pack up generations of history, knowing it'll all be erased for someone else's idea of progress? This isn't fiction. This really happened, right here in the Nevada desert. A place where families once built lives from dust and dreams, now lies drowned beneath a man-made lake. A town that fed travelers, raised children, built schools, gone in the name of power, water, and a dam that would change America forever. But here's the part they don't tell you: the desert doesn't forget. And when the water began to disappear, something impossible happened. The town came back. In the late 1800s, pioneers carved a small oasis out of the unforgiving Mojave Desert. St. Thomas began as a humble Mormon settlement, built on faith, hope, and the promise of a better tomorrow. For decades, life here flourished against all odds. Families farmed the land, children went to school, and travelers crossing the desert would stop for supplies and stories. St. Thomas was proof that even the harshest lands could bloom with enough determination. But the dream didn't last. In 1938, progress came knocking. The U.S. government announced the construction of Hoover Dam, a marvel of modern engineering that would tame the Colorado River and supply power and water to millions. But to make it possible, they would need to flood the entire valley, including St. Thomas. At first, many refused to believe it. The idea seemed impossible. How could the government destroy an entire town, displacing generations of families, for a dam? But as the months passed, the truth became undeniable. Water was coming. By 1938, the government had purchased every home, every farm, every piece of land. The residents watched helplessly as their homes were stripped bare, their orchards cut down, their schools abandoned. And then, slowly, the water began to rise. One by one, the buildings vanished beneath the muddy surface of what would become Lake Mead. The post office, the church, the general store, all gone. The last man to leave St. Thomas was Hugh Lord, who famously rode his bicycle out of town as the water reached his doorstep. As he looked back, he saw the roof of his home sink beneath the water, a lifetime of memories swallowed in silence. St. Thomas became a ghost town under the lake, a memory trapped beneath the waves. For decades, the story of St. Thomas was forgotten. Tourists boated above it, unaware that beneath them lay the skeleton of a lost community. But the desert has a way of revealing what we try to hide. As drought and climate change began to shrink Lake Mead, something incredible happened. The town began to re-emerge. The old foundations, the streets, even the remnants of brick walls slowly rose again from the water. Nature, in its quiet defiance, gave St. Thomas one final breath. Visitors today can walk through the ruins, crumbling bricks, doorways to nowhere, school steps leading into sand. Every ruin whispers a name, a memory, a life interrupted. Standing there, you can almost hear the echoes of laughter, the sounds of a community that refused to give up until the last possible moment. St. Thomas is more than a drowned town. It's a reminder of what progress costs. It's the human price of every great project we celebrate. Every brick submerged beneath Lake Mead carries a story of sacrifice, resilience, and faith. And as the desert reclaims what was once lost, the question remains: how many other stories lie buried beneath our world's relentless march toward progress? If this story moved you, share it. Let the world remember the forgotten towns that gave everything for the future we live in today.